Welcome to ePathshala lecture series in computer science. The subject is software quality management. Today's lecture is on software project reviews. The quality of a software should be improved. It is developed by a developer. The development team bothers about the result. They want to complete the work. They want to make the software product, but it should be finished with a good quality. So, the quality must be tested either through testing or through reviews or through debugging. Here we are going to see the enhancement of software quality using reviews. First, learning objectives. This lecture focuses on introducing the role of project reviews to enhance software quality. It will explain the methods used for conducting reviews and how to present in the review and how to do documentation for the review. What are the evaluation metrics that will be used for evaluating the quality. I will define what is meant by software quality assurance. It is an umbrella activity. In software engineering, there are two types of activities. One is the core activities. The core activities includes analysis, design, coding, testing, implementation, maintenance, all these activities. Other activities are umbrella activities. Umbrella activities are useful for improving the quality. Therefore, software quality assurance is an umbrella activity. It enhances a quality management approach. Quality management approach means it should bother about people, it should bother about process, it should bother about product and so on. But mainly the quality must be improved only by enhancing the work done by the people. So, it is an effective software engineering technology in that reviews are conducted formally. Such reviews are called formal technical reviews. It is a multi-tiered testing strategy. Testing is necessary and normal testing will be done based on using the test cases, but this type of testing is done by presentation, asking questions, discussions and so on. Therefore, it is useful for enhancing the software quality. The objective of software quality is to reduce the variation between samples. You take one sample of a software, it is of high quality. When you take another sample, its quality is very poor. It should not be like this. If a software is consisting of 100 functions, all the functions must be of same quality. That is why reviews are conducted periodically. After the completion of every module, a review will be conducted. The quality of this module will be compared with the quality of the previous module, and these two modules will be integrated. The integrated software's quality also will be assessed. When it is assessed, if it is of high quality, then it will be accepted. Otherwise, a review will be conducted again after redoing the work. Therefore, we have to do reviews very properly. Quality control consists of inspections, reviews and testing. Inspection means going very thoroughly. Review means it is not going thoroughly line by line. It will be based on the presentation done by the people. We are not going to see the code. In the inspection, we will see the code in detail. On the other hand, in the reviews, we are going to see the conceptual design, conceptual implementation and the presentation details. It consists of analyzing the documents, including analysis documents, auditing and reporting activities. The cost of quality can be computed using three things. One is appraisal cost, then failure cost and external failure cost. When you do a project, you have to do the modifications or changes in advance. Suppose you do not check the quality in the beginning itself, and if you make changes at a later stage, it will be very costly. For example, if the changes are made at the requirement stages, then its price is 0.75, it is less than a rupee. In design phase, it is 1 rupee. Coding, after coding, it is 150. After unit testing, it is 3 rupees. After system testing, it is 60 rupees. When it is put into field use, after that if you change, its price is varying from 60 rupees to 100 rupees. Therefore, percentage wise if you see 60 to 100% of expenditure will be coming if you do the testing and the quality analysis at the end of the project. Therefore, you have to do quality testing at every stage of the software development life cycle. You have to do once after analysis, once after design, once after coding, and before giving to the customer you are doing a unit testing, integration testing, system testing. In that level itself you have to filter all the type of errors, failures, faults, everything. When it is given to the customer, it must be of high quality. Now, what is software quality? We can define software quality as the software's conformance to explicitly stated functional and performance requirements. Functional requirements will tell what the software is supposed to do. For example, you are writing a software which will compute the income tax, then it must follow all the rules of computing income tax and compute the income tax. Similarly, a small program you are writing which is finding the prime numbers between 1 and 1000. You are checking whether the given program is rightly finding the prime numbers between 1 and 1000. And the performance requirement, performance should be high. High means when you give a query within a fraction of a second you should get the answer. If it is going on doing computation for hours together and you are getting the answer after 1 hour or 2 hours, then the quality is in question mark. Therefore, you have to follow a standard, document it properly. After that you have to do reviews, then you can enhance the quality. Software requirements are the foundation from which quality is measured. So, quality should not be measured after writing the program. You have to prepare the analysis document, the requirement document. When you are preparing, there itself you have to check the quality, and you have to follow some standard. Different standards are available. IEEE standard is there, Software Engineering Institute standard is there, ISO standard is there. You have to follow some standard, and there are two types of requirements. One is implicit requirement, another is explicit requirements. In the explicit requirement, suppose you are writing a program to add numbers, it must add. You are writing a program to sort a set of numbers, it must sort. These are the functional requirements. In addition to that, implicit requirements, it has to do fast, it has to do in a systematic way, and so on are implicit requirements. And user input should be through a screen, output may be in a file, in a screen, depending upon what application you are using. Therefore, in a software quality assurance, what and all you have to consider is analysis documents, reporting, process, formal technical review, test plan review, and metrics for measurement. In this class, we are going to focus more on reviews. Review means at the completion of every stage of a software, we have to check whether it is done correctly or not. Let us take the example of student project. If you have a PG project, the PG project will be planned first. The student is planning a software project, he is doing literature survey. After doing literature survey, he will find that some problems are solved in the literature and some are not solved. He will take a problem which is not solved and come to the committee and says that I have done literature, in these literatures these are the problems solved and these are the problems not solved. Among the problems which is not solved, the most challenging problem is this problem. For this I am going to find a solution, and the solution methodologies he should have read from the literature. The existing methodology he will describe, and he will describe the new methodology which will be proposed by him for implementing the project. In this way, review committee will be analyzing and telling suggestions on the project selected by a student in the beginning. After that, the student will be writing program. First he will prepare the design document. After that he will write the program. At each stage the review committee will review the documents, whether it is design document or the programs written by him. The review committee will go through that and tell this is the correct direction or you have to change this direction, and these are the guidelines for you. You change it like this, accordingly you prepare and come for the next review, like that people will say. In this way, a meeting is conducted for conducting the review. It is technical review means it is a meeting conducted by technical people for technical people, and it is done to assess the quality of the work product. Therefore, it should be done periodically. Suppose your project is running for 6 years, every year you can conduct a review. Suppose your project is running for 1 year, you can conduct a review for every month. It is not a strict rule. You can conduct every week also. Depending upon the requirements, you can conduct reviews very frequently. In university system, we are conducting 4 reviews. 0th review to select the problem and validating the problem. First review to check the design, to make the design and to check the design. Second review to complete 50% of the coding, and last review to check the remaining implementation and the draft thesis. After that, the student will go for a viva. In the viva also, what is done in the third review, and additionally what are the validations he has done, how the results are presented, all that things will be seen in the viva. Therefore, comparing with the external viva, more time assessments are done through reviews. 4 reviews are conducted for a student project. Now, in a software company, it should be profitable. The project done by a project team must be with high quality, so that the company's brand will be appreciated in the market. The company will be getting profit. Therefore, the company can do project reviews. When I was working in software development, every Friday we used to sit and we will present. The presentation will be seen by a group of people. We are all developers. The people who are in the management side, they will give ideas and they will do criticisms if there is a wrong. After doing criticism, they will ask us to revise. We will revise, we will go and present to them next week. If it is improved, they will be accepting it. Otherwise, they will give some suggestions. Based on the suggestions, we will improve it and present it again. In this way, reviews are used to enhance the quality of work product. It is a training ground for new software developers. Now, many people think that reviews are conducted to check the budget. It is not for checking the budget. So, what reviews are not? It is not a project budget summary, and they are not assessing the scheduling. Suppose a project is scheduled for 6 months, sometimes due to lack of people, lack of resources or lack of planning, it may extend to 1 year, 2 year and so on. The reviews are not checking the schedule. It is not assessing the schedule. It is assessing the product which was developed by the developer, and it is nothing but a overall progress report. We can have milestones. Milestone means module 1 this many days, module 2 this many days. Like that, for each and every module, you can fix a number of days. Based on that, you can check whether you are going in the correct speed, in the correct direction and so on. If it is slow, we can speed up. If it is very fast, we can check it again and again and continue with that. And finally, it is a mechanism for reprisal, and it is not a mechanism for reprisal or political intrigue. Now, reviews are done at all stages. On requirement analysis, we can do specification walkthroughs. On software design document, design walkthrough. Coding, code walkthrough. There is a difference between walkthrough and inspection. We are going to inspection. When we go to inspection to a college, to a company and so on, we are checking each and every component very thoroughly. That is inspection. If it is walkthrough, we will go fast, and within one round of walking, what and all we are able to see, that only will be used for making a decision. So, walkthroughs can give you some ideas, but inspection will give you a thorough idea. Therefore, we have to do first walkthrough. By walkthrough, we will have a basic idea. After getting a basic idea, we have to do a thorough inspection. That is why at analysis stage, walkthrough, design stage, walkthrough, coding, code walkthrough, but during testing, test plan review, and for all these things what are supported is configuration management, quality activities, software quality assurance activities, documentation, case tools. These are all used for enhancing the reviews. Now, review effectiveness. Reviews are conducted in two ways. For my students also, suppose I am the guide, the student will be coming and he will be presenting in a formal way to the committee, but before going to the committee he will coming and presenting to me in an informal way. This is what the module I have done, and I will give suggestions. Based on that he will modify the presentation. When he goes to the review committee he will present well. Therefore, formal presentation is different from informal presentation. It starts with casual conversation, peer group review. Peer group review means when I was in software development, within our group we used to discuss. When we discuss, if I make some mistake, I can understand myself, I will go and correct. Before going to the external review, I will correct and make the quality of the software to the appreciable level. Next, informal presentation. Before going to the review committee, we can present it to our friends. That is only informal presentation. Formal presentation, it is to the committee, and walkthrough and inspections I have discussed already. Review participants, there may be at least 3 people. One review leader will be there, he is the topmost person. After that, 1 or 2 reviewers will be there. Then user side representatives will be there, record clerk are there, database people are there, and review producer is there. Producer is the person who is going to speak, and the standards bearer, he will say whether the document prepared is with the standards, whether the software developed follows the standards, and so on. Now, in a student review, we are conducting reviews periodically by team consisting of 4 people. There will be 1 review committee chairman and 3 review members. Among the 3 review members, the junior most member, he will record what and all are told. Sometimes each and every member, they will bring a notebook and they will write what and all presented by each and every student, so that in the first review what suggestions are given, whether they are carried out in the second review or not, that can be checked. Therefore, reviewers must also prepare and review producer must also prepare. Now, review process, it typically 3 to 5 people will be there in the review team. I told in our software projects we have 4 people per review. In industry, when I was working, at least 5 people used to sit for reviewing, and advanced preparation is required by the reviewer as well as the person who is doing the presentation, and he has to do the presentation for 1 hour. Normally for student project, if it is postgraduate, half an hour to 1 hour we will ask him to present. If it is undergraduate, 3 people will be there. Therefore, we give 1 hour presentation time. Within 1 hour they may go up to 2 hours, but minimum 1 hour, maximum 2 hours they will do the presentation. The review committee members will ask queries. Either they can ask queries in between, or we will take notes. At the end of the presentation, we will note down the slide number, and based on the slide numbers we will ask questions on the design, questions on the implementation, questions on the variables, everything, algorithms, database, everywhere questions will be put. If the person who is presenting has done a good work, he will be able to answer very well and he will depend. Suppose he has done with many assumptions, then he will be getting problem in presentation. We will tell him you have to do this way, and where and all mistakes are there in his implementation, all that things will be found. It will be pointed out and we will tell to him, he will modify and come for the next review. In this way we have to do a advanced preparation, and the duration of the meeting should be 2 to 3 hours per person. If you conduct review for 1 hour in a day, a PG student, PG class we can conduct reviews for 8 to 10 students. 20 students are there, 2 days we are conducting. In the similar way, for a software project in a company, they fix a day. For example, Friday, morning project team 1, afternoon project team 2, like that they will call. And parallelly, a number of review committees will be there. Each and every project will be reviewed by a separate team, so that within one day all the reviews may be conducted. Sometimes for project 1 Monday, project 2 Tuesday, like that they will fix different slots, so that every project team is presenting their work once in a week to the review committee, but to different committees or to the same committee on different timings. Review guidelines: you be prepared, that is, evaluate the product before review. Now review the product, not the producer. Many times in student project also, when a student comes and talks very fluently, we will think that he has done a good work. But after doing the review, it is found in many cases that the person who is presenting well is not always doing a good project. There are some students who are doing a good project not able to present well. Therefore, we should not evaluate the person who is doing the review, we have to evaluate the product developed by him. Next, keep your tone mild, ask questions instead of making accusations. If you say that the algorithm used by you or algorithm developed by you is wrong, like that if you say, the developer will get fear on you and he will not be able to proceed to his work very nicely. Therefore, we can say that this is the algorithm you have used, this is the formula you have used, this formula is meant for this, why did you use this, like that we can ask queries. Now comparing with the existing work, how your work is better, like that questions you can ask. When you ask questions, he will be able to think, and by thinking he will understand that he is going in the correct direction or wrong direction. Therefore, keep your tone mild, ask questions instead of making accusations. Set an agenda and maintain it. Before starting a review meeting, we have to set the agenda for the meeting. Agenda 1, agenda 2, agenda 3, like that we have to keep the agendas for a meeting. Suppose we start a meeting without an agenda, we will be going on discussing. When we discuss one issue, it may be sidetracked, and by sidetracking we may be going to other issue. We may be going on discussing for hours together. We are discussing an issue which is not relevant or not important. As a result of that, the important things will not be discussed at a later time. Therefore, the review may be concluded without a decision. Hence, we have to set an agenda and maintain that. Limit debate and rebuttal. If there is a problem, we will note it down. We can tell you revise this. There is a problem with your work and the previous work, and there is a similarity between this work and other work, like that in a research project we can say. Or if it is a commercial project, the algorithm used by you is taking more time, you see another algorithm, with that you try to reduce the time. We can give suggestions, not debate. And if it is coming to for a debate, you record it and discuss it later on. Offline we can do. When in front of every review committee member, if one committee member is going on asking with the person who is presenting, then the person who is presenting also will be getting upset, and the other review members will not be getting a chance to do the evaluation. Therefore, offline discussions are also necessary. Enunciate problem areas, but don't attempt to solve every problem noted. In a review, most important problem must be solved first. After that, suppose some functional requirements are not met, that should be modified first. After meeting all the functional requirements, then we have to go for the quality requirements. Quality requirement 1, quality requirement 2, like that we have to enhance the quality step by step. Review guidelines: take written notes. Suppose you don't take written notes, we will keep everything in mind. After 1 month or 2 months, if you conduct the second review, then you will forget. If the second review is coming even after 1 week, suppose you are reviewing so many projects, then you will not be remembering. Therefore, we have to take notes, and the recorder should collect the critical concerns, The person who is presenting, he should also understand the suggestions given by the reviewers. The person who is recording, he must be able to record what and all suggestions are given, what and all critics are given. Therefore, we have to do correct prioritization, correct wordings and so on. Limit the number of participants and insist upon the advanced preparation. Suppose in a student project review for PG project, if there are 20 students, we can call 10 students per day or 5 students per day. If you want to do thorough investigation, then you conduct the review for 4 days. Every day 5 students if you do, then it is a good preparation. Suppose you call everybody in a UG class, you are calling all the 60 students. The 60 students may be forming 20 teams. 20 teams it is not possible to evaluate in 1 or 2 days. You have to plan correctly. Therefore, the number of participants should be limited, and you ask the students or the developer to do preparation in advance. Develop a checklist for every type of work to be reviewed. We have to allocate resource and time schedule for review. When we are putting timetable, we are putting timetable only for analysis and design, but it should be including the time for reviews also. And we have to give training to the reviewers. The new reviewers will not be knowing how to conduct review, and don't give importance to stylish speaking, and record all the review results. You have to read the material in advance. Therefore, the review documents should be prepared 1 day or 2 days in advance, and it should be given to the review committee. The review committee, when it comes to the review, the material should be thorough to them. Therefore, they will understand very easily. The metrics used for reviews are inspection time per page of documentation, inspection time per kilo lines of code or function points, inspection effort, errors uncovered per review hour, errors uncovered per preparation hour. Like these metrics are there. Now, using these metrics, you have to find whether inspection is necessary or just a review is necessary. That decision you have to make. Statistical quality assurance is useful to find the number of defects. That is 80% of the defects are due to 20% of the causes. That 20% of the causes if you are identifying correctly through reviews, then we can eliminate almost all the errors very easily. Now, the final aim of software quality is to increase the reliability and availability. Reliability means the mean time between failure. The mean time between failure must be very small. The software is available 99.999 times in a telecommunication software. That means the failure rate is very less. Like that, you have to have a metric like reliability and availability, and how much percentage is available, that much reliability is. Now, let us see a summary. In software development, quality is an important aspect. Quality must be ensured at all phases of the software development cycle. So, there must be quality in analysis, in design, coding, testing, implementation. After that, even during maintenance, we must be taking care of quality. It can be enhanced through inspections, walkthroughs and reviews, but reviews are more effective in comparison with other things. Reviews help to assess the quality of completed work. Reviews are not done before starting the work. At least requirement collection should have been completed, or analysis document should have been prepared. Some work is done, then only reviews can be conducted. Metrics must be applied suitably to measure the quality. Without metrics, it is not possible to measure the quality of the product. Therefore, suitable metrics like reliability and availability must be applied to measure quality. Thank you.